So you just got your first retro emulated handheld, or you've had a whole bunch for a while and you never really thought how to take good care of them for the long term. I'm going to be discussing how to take long-term care of retro handhelds, starting off with replacing the SD cards regardless of what you have. Now, especially if you have a more affordable handheld, the SD cards are bound to fail probably within a few months of getting your handheld. And when it comes to these cheaper models, they usually don't have any sort of website where you can download their software off of, and you're kind of out of luck without the software. You might be able to get some from some random person online, but obviously that isn't always safe. So whereas if with the better known name brands such as Ambernick, they usually have their software on their website so you can download it and get updates and stuff like that. But either way, you should definitely just get a better quality SD card like the minute you get the handheld, just in case. When it comes to the better quality SD cards, you usually still have to format to either exFAT or FAT32. FAT32 seems to be the most common one for all of these, so I definitely recommend that. And I usually only do up to 256 gigabytes. You can do more if you want, but retro games usually don't take up that much space, and for me, this is more than enough. So that's what I usually do, but again, you can make your own decisions. And then also you just have to check, and you also have to check the model of your device and what it actually supports up to, because it might not support the bigger cards. So just keep that in mind. Important section is keeping the battery life well. Now, obviously, most of these handhelds do come with a charging cable, and you can usually find them here. They're usually like a really cheap USB-C cable. Always, always, always use the USB-C cable that comes with it, or whatever cable it comes with, as they're made to be the correct speed for the battery. In other words, if you use like a really fast charger, these batteries are not made for those, and they might swell and literally blow up. So we don't want that, obviously. See, the brick itself also has to be low power. So like something like this is definitely too fast for it. So you have to use like an older brick. And it's best to play around between 20%, 80% on batteries. A full charge battery, there's nothing bad about it. It's just, it's bad if you keep it there like in storage for a long time. And another thing is, if you're like me and you have multiple devices, if you are going to store one for, more than a few weeks, definitely try to store it while it's around 50%, as that's just best for long-term battery health. And especially since I don't think you really can replace batteries on these. Like, yes, they open up, but where are you actually going to find a battery is a whole nother question. And back to the SD cards, I would say if you know how to get your own games, definitely just build your own library of games. I mean, lots of times these handhelds do come with their own libraries, but the ROMs aren't always like the cleanest, and they're glitchy and things like that. Whereas if you get them from a reliable source, they usually play a lot better. I personally like to go and find my own games, and then usually they work a lot better, and I don't have any issues because they're just clean ROMs. Lots of times the ROMs that come with the handhelds tend to be a little bit more glitchy, or they don't save correctly, so that's why I just recommend getting your own clean library. Also, be sure to make backups of your SD card and your save files and everything like that every once in a while, just because you never know if something's going to break, so you might as well have a backup of it. And plus, I know a lot of these comes with thousands of games. I know you're not going to be playing your thousands of games. You're going to probably play the same few hundred at most. Finally, I would say when you first get your handheld, if you want to look up like custom firmware, or if you want to just update it, you can definitely do that. But once you get like a working version of your handheld, I would say don't really worry about getting up-to-date firmware after you've already got a working build, because sometimes the updates kind of break things. So unless you know for the fact that the update is fixing something, I would say don't really bother updating unless you absolutely need to. That's pretty much all I have today. I'm sure I missed something and someone will let me know. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have for how to take care of your handhelds. Just, keep them stored in a nice, cool place. Don't put them in direct sunlight. Don't make the battery explode because you use the fast charger and things like that. Thank you so much for watching.